a cursed death. We don't say that. That's not the basis of our disbelief in Mirza Ghulam
No,
Ahmad.
no,
As a
no, no, no.
doctor, I know people die of various reasons. That's not the problem. It's just that
Exactly.
Actually, in
Mirza,
our mind,
it's just that no, Sanaullah Amritsari had a mukabala, a muahila, or whatever you call it. He
Mubahila.
challenged Mirza Ghulam Ahmad and he lost. Mirza Ghulam Ahmad lost. That's all we say, but we don't say it's cursed or anything. That's a lie. Sorry.
In fact, when they claim there was no mubahala or all of that, put that aside for a second. Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani died of a curse he himself put on someone else.
It rebounded on
Right?
him.
Yeah, it reversed on him. It backfired on him. And this is the question I asked them when I was in Canada on a similar live. I went and asked them that how is it possible that a true prophet of God prays to Allah to punish one of his staunchest enemies, and that very prayer reverses on himself and he dies of the same curse that he wanted someone else to die by. So
But did he not also do that for Dr. Hakeem, Abdul Hakeem?
Yeah, Abdul Hakeem, the two cases,
As well
very
as
powerful.
Sanaullah Amritsari.
Yes, these two cases are so powerful and they are so simple to understand
It's
and
watertight.
so mathematically precise that there is no way to get out of them. And they don't, by the way, they don't know how to get out of them. If you
Adnan bhai,
frame the question correctly, because they play games.
My interesting thing. Sorry, I cut you. My interesting thing, because you may come across and you should know that how they recently or even the past as well, what device now they are using to get out of this Abdul Hakeem Patialvi's prophecy. They said that actually Abdul Hakeem Patialvi, he was making different prophecies. For example, the one of the 14 months, which he made in July 1907. They said that after that, he made the final prophecy that Mirza Sahib will die on 4 August 1908. They said, you see, because he said on 4 August.
By 4th August.
4 August 1908 ko, and because Mirza Sahib died before that, so Allah has disproven. Adnan bhai, look at interesting thing now. The whole game they are playing is 4 August tak or 4 August ko. Adnan
In
bhai,
English, by. In English, by that date.
No, bhai, look at the irony. Look at the irony. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made Mirza Ghulam Qadiani Sahib to write with his own pen in Chashma Marifat, the word tak, 4 August tak, number one. Number two, in the previous editions of Tazkira, the word was tak. In the latest one, the word is ko.
Imtiaz bhai, do you have a copy of that old Tazkira?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you please send it to me, because that's very important. Because they say this was an exact date, but it was by that date. It was
there's a bigger problem. There's a bigger problem. How I respond to lame responses like this. It doesn't matter tak or ko. It doesn't matter. I'll tell you why. Because Mirza Sahib, he claimed that Allah has told me that he will prolong his life. My life. Okay. The problem is now not what they say or not what Mirza Sahib says. The issue is that it is Allah talking. And surely Allah would have known the statement made by Abdul Hakeem Patialvi that he will make about 4th of August 1908. Did Allah know that or not? If Allah knew that, why would then Allah say that I will prolong your life and make them to be liars? Specifically, this is the point now. Allah will make them to be liars, and specifically mentioning the dates that you will not die within 14 months of 1907. Was it July 1907? July 1907. So the problem still remains.
Sorry, 1908. 1908.
No. From July 1907, 14 months. From July 1907, 14 months, which wasn't the case. So that specific statement made by Allah allegedly proved to be false. So Allah made a false statement, having known the future. This is the problem.
This is what I wanted to ask them, but they blocked me.
We have asked them this Izar by multiple times. They
What
have
answers
no
do they
response.
give? What answer do they give?
No response. Because what they do is they try to play games that Abdul Hakeem Patialvi changed the date. Abdul Hakeem Patialvi, or Sana Ulam Rasari, he made Toba, he went back on Mubahala. All of these excuses. We say to them, put Patialvi aside, put Amritsari aside, put them aside. The problem is, in one case, a true prophet of God is praying praying for specific outcome. Okay, in one case, in the case of Amritsari. The second case, in the case of Patialvi, Allah is speaking. So in one case, Allah is speaking directly. In the other case, a true prophet of God allegedly is praying for specific outcome. And in both cases, it backfires on him. In both cases, in one case, Allah is proven to be false, A'udhu billah, thumma a'udhu billah. And in the other case, the prophet is shown to be false. So there is no escape, and they have no responses, Arbai. They don't have any response to this. This question was asked very specifically. Yes.
Adnan bhai, Jazakallah, mashallah, you made a very, very, mashallah, deep point that no matter what game they play with the world, they still have no exit. Adnan bhai, this was what I mentioned. This is the last reference on this topic you can find from Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani, December 1907. December 1907. Adnan bhai, just 4-5 months before Mirza Ghulam Qadiani's death. Look, आखिरी दुश्मन अब एक और पैदा हुआ है जिसका नाम अब्दुल हकीम खान है। वो डॉक्टर है, रियासत पटियाला का रहने वाला है, जिसका वर्ड जिसका दावा है कि मैं उसकी जिंदगी में 14 अगस्त 1908 तक हलाक हो जाऊंगा। Adnan bhai, this is not anybody else. This is the pen of their prophet, and he said that the way he understood, at least, that Patialvi is saying that Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani Sahib will die in the lifetime of Patialvi and up till 4th of August 1908. Now they're now
14th. By it means specifically by 14th of August.
Yes, sorry, yeah, by. And Adnan bhai, the interesting thing is their entire rebuttal is standing on one word, that is ko. 4 August 1908 ko hala. Hello, Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani himself has quoted Patialvi. He said tak. He said tak, number one. Number two, Adnan bhai, look at this one. This prophecy of Abdul Hakeem Patialvi, even in this quotation, has been fulfilled word by word.
Absolutely.
The same they used for Abdullah Atham. Remember when he didn't die on... Abdullah Atham should have died by that September date, because he said 15 months.
Look, this is very powerful, no doubt. This is very powerful because Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani wrote from Ilham. So the word tak actually is an endorsement of what Patialvi had said, and Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani confirms it here. But again, the problem still remains. Did Allah know this? Did Allah know that Patialvi will write this? He knew. And Allah said, Allah will make Patialvi to be a liar. Because the first claim Patialvi made, when Allah responded to the claim, was that Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani will die within 14 months of July 1907. Responding to that specific prediction, Allah told Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani that Patialvi will be a liar. And this is how I will show that I am God. By showing them to be liars, I will show that I am God. I am the one who is telling you this, that they will be liars and I will prolong your life. And clearly that didn't happen. Clearly that didn't happen. Mirza died on the 26th of May, 1908, within 9 months. So the problem remains, how can Allah knowingly make a false statement? How can, and you know how they respond to this? Is by one of the ways they try to respond to this? They bring abrogation. They bring abrogation as a response, that Allah revealed a hukam and he cancelled. No, it doesn't apply. Abrogation is non-applicable. Why? Because abrogation is basically the cancellation of a particular hukum, let's say, right? Okay, but here Allah is actually putting his entire truth, his case, on one issue. He's saying, I will show myself to be God, that I am your God, by proving them to be liars.
But I
And
thought the
claiming,
Ahmadis didn't believe in Nasikh and Mansukh anyway.
yeah, but they bring it against us.
Actually,
Bring
no,
it,
no, no.
yeah.
Azar bhai, actually, this was one, Subhan, obviously, when they will sit in front of someone where they give the time to speak, Azar bhai, look at this one. Is it not true that Mirza Bashiruddin Mahmud Sahib said, the second caliph, that whatever his father has said up till 1900, that is Mansukh?
So there you go. It means that he only had prophethood for 8 years, 7
Which
years.
means, Azar bhai, that they, if they do not believe in the concept of Mansukh, why did he say this?
Well, exactly. So again, another contradiction.
Yeah, and secondly, Azhar bhai, if they want to go by the Quran, the question is, nobody can deny that in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given this permission to the Muslims to fight with those who are fighting against them. It is in the Quran.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
Now the point is, in the entire Quran, this hukam is never mansukh, never abrogated. Okay, but when Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani said that jihad aaj se jihad mansukh kiya jata hai, that from today the fighting or the war is abrogated. The point is, Mirza Ghulam Qadiani is abrogating Quran with his own quote unquote ilham.
And they say he wasn't a Sharai Nabi.
You see my point? So, because all you need to ask them is Arma is that number one, is it in the Quran that Muslims have the right to fight back with their enemies? The answer is yes.
It's
The
not just
second
the
question,
right, but the order in case
exactly,
of an
exactly.
attack.
Then now the next question, the next question, Azarba, is in which verse of the Quran this right was abrogated? There's none. There's none, right? So the point is then on what basis you abrogated this hukam? If you don't believe in Mansukh.
No, it's not abrogated if you have to fight for the British in Iraq.
Well,
Okay,
exactly.
okay,
It was a
yeah,
gift to the British. This was a
ex-
gift to the British.
so the Qadiani soldiers, Ahmadi soldiers, or Ahmadi men were sent to fight on the front for the British Empire during the First World War, on the Iraqi front to fight against Muslims,
Yeah.
to fight against the Ottomans. So that jihad is perfectly allowed. Violence is perfectly allowed there, especially fighting for a colonial power. Okay,
Yeah.
that represents the cross.
Yes.
That represents the cross in the world. By the way, the British Empire was the greatest representation of the cross in the world. The amount of missionaries that went out in the world during the British colonial period, that was unprecedented. Unprecedented. So the Ahmadi soldiers effectively fought for the British Empire. Now they might come back and say, "Oh, there were so many Muslim soldiers who went to fight for the British colonial rule of British Empire during the First World War, and many of them died." Yes, they were wrong. They were wrong. We don't. I mean, may Allah forgive them for the ignorance, but they should not. And we have cases where many Muslim soldiers refused to fight against the Ottomans. In fact, they were killed in Singapore. I don't know if you know about this massacre.
Well, yeah,
That
the
took place.
Singapore disaster, 90,000 British soldiers were taken off. But that's a very important point because when the Second World War started, even the Congress party resigned from their posts, saying that we are not going to join the fight.